Hi, guys. So, I have some naysayers in my circle who think that I can't make it on this YouTube thing. Um, as of today, when I started this little channel, it was for the fun of it. And it's still going to be for the fun of it. But as of today, the concept of making money off of YouTube has become a thing because people think I can't. People tell me that I'm not going to make it. And as of today, if you're a naysayer, you need to go. That's my attitude. I have a problem, and it shouldn't be a problem, but it is. I have a problem with people telling me that I can't do something. When you tell me that I can't, that's what I'm going to. So, to the naysayers, I say, sorry, but it's going to happen. And it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but it's going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, this channel is going to grow. It may not grow by leaps and bounds, but it's going to happen. Count on it. I know what my channel is, and I know what it is not. I'm not the most gifted YouTuber. There are other people who do it better, and that is okay. But I'm going to get this job done my way. So says I. Okay, that being said, those of you that want to be here for the ride, thank you. Those of you who don't, thank you too. Because it's those people that can literally find a hole to crawl into. Because this person right here doesn't care anymore. So, word of warning tonight, don't mess. Okay. Hi, predecessor. Sorry if I came off a little bit perturbed, but I am, because my inner circle is telling me that I can't do this. And guess what? Sometime this week, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, my little channel will have, before the week is over, we will be over 700 subscribers. Not by a whole lot. Possibly tonight, possibly Friday, possibly during one day during the week, we will be over 700 subscribers. And before the year is up, maybe in January, we are going to find a way to get to that 3,000 mark on the public watch hours. If it means I go live every single day of the week. Okay, that being said, let's get into the weekly recap. Sorry, predecessor. I have... Yeah. Oh, sorry. We had 7 videos, 7 shorts, 4 live streams, and 9 posts this last week. Woohoo! It's about time I get myself... I have a fire underneath me today. We had 4.2 thousand people tuned in, and we got 22 new subscribers last week. See, Carol? Going live that extra day during the day has worked. And I'm going to keep doing it. Even if it means that I have to block every single person on YouTube. Well, you with it. But, or not you, but you helping. This is what they watched. They watched Whale Tales, Hammerheads as a Group, and Colossal Squid. Yeah, I have family telling me that I'm not going to make it. That I can't do this. That my channel is doo-doo. I don't see them doing it. People didn't just watch, they reached out. We had 95 likes, 5 shares, and 7 comments this week. Let's play a game. What was your most watched video last week? Was it Hammerheads as a Group, Colossal Squid, or Whale Tales? Yeah. Oh, I won't. I won't. Whale Tales? I was gonna ask a lady on Facebook if I could, interview her. She subscribed to me. Yes, it was Whale Tales. It got 951 views last week. Ugh. We all know how I feel about that. Next, unfortunately, we have the August recap. So let's see. We had 27 videos, 17 shorts, 15 live streams, and 18 posts. Did you guys get that, or was I talking too fast? 27 videos, 17 shorts, 15 live streams, and 18 posts in August. They do love whales. The Ohm got more views than usual this month, which is awesome. People watched your channel 15.6 thousand times. 15.6 thousand times. Your channel got 43% more views than usual. This is more subscribers or more views than I've had since March. I'm going to write that down. 15.6 thousand views this month. Well, August, right? Oh, I've been in the algorithm, but I'm busting my butt. That's what it is. And this is no surprise, but most viewers were new to your channel this month. 87% were new and 13% were returning. So that's good. They watched both recent and older uploads. 40% of what was viewed. Hey, Pineapple Owl. 40% of what was viewed was published in August. 8% was published March through July, and 52% were published over 6 months ago. Tonight is about the Philippine crocodile. People didn't just watch, they reached out. We had 225 likes in August. We had 8 shares and 43 comments. This last month, for those of you that just came in, we had 15.6 thousand views. This is the most views in 1 month that I've had since March. In fact, it may be a record. I'm not 100% sure. 225 likes, 8 shares, and 43 comments. So, okay. Sorry, I know I take forever doing that, but it helps me to go over that stuff. For those of you that just came in, hey, Pineapple Owl, hi, Michael. I know I already probably reached out to you, but I hope so. Predecessor and Carol have already heard this. I have some naysayers in my circle who are telling me that I'm not going to be able to do this. As of today, I am refocusing on YouTube. I'm not going to say that my videos are going to be better. I'm not promising that. But as of today, my focus is shifting. Goals are still going to be the same. I want to make 3,000. Well, for one thing, I want to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I may not make it. My goal is 100 every month. And we are almost to 700 tonight. Or we're almost to 700. We are at 699 subscribers as of today, or as of last night. So thank you guys. I can't do that without you. I want to do this the right way. No cheating involved. So I'm not gonna go against my standards to do this, but it's gonna happen. Okay, so anyway, that being said, not my friends. Not my friends. And they're not telling me to quit YouTube, but they're telling me that I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do. They're telling me that I'm not going to be able to make the money. So, I'm not one. If I make up my mind that I'm going to do something, I do it. I'm not always as successful as I want to be. Carol, did I get 2 books up on Amazon last year? I did. They're not making me huge money, but they have made some. Okay, guys, enough of my rant. Let's get into this. So the Philippine crocodile is a critically endangered species. It was once found on every single island in the Philippines chain. Well, Michael, I'm going to say that since I've started doing the once a week or twice a week in the AMs live streaming, my numbers have gone up big time. Moving on, I'm getting distracted. The males can reach around 10 feet in length. Now, one of their problems that they're facing is their habitats are rather fragmented. So you might have a population in the northern end of one island, and then on the other island, maybe 1 or 2 spots. But they can be found in freshwater habitats. We don't know their exact lifespan. But best guess is somewhere around 70 to 80 years. But I did see where quite possibly they can live to 100 years. So, big thing. They feed on fish, aquatic invertebrates, small mammals, reptiles, and birds. They seem to breed in January, and they nest during the dry season, probably to avoid the flooding that comes with the wet season. I don't know. The eggs hatch at around 85 days, and like many other crocodilians, the temperature of the nest dictates the sexes of the babies, the hatchlings. While the female is responsible for building the nest, both parents take turn. Both parents guard the nest, and this is much different than other species of crocodile. A lot of them, it's the female that does the guarding, but with this species, they both do. Now that you know a little bit about them, that is quite common, actually, Michael, for a good many crocodilians. Alligators, gharials, I think, do that. Even some other reptiles, I believe. So, as I've already said this, this species is critically endangered. Their population trend is for more drops in their numbers. There are at most 137 mature individuals. That number may be up to 200. Their species recovery score is not very high. It's only at 13. Are they in the same family? They are in the crocodilians, so yes. They're not a alligator, but alligators are crocodilians. So, yeah. Now, I tried really, really hard to get the best numbers that I could get for you guys. Could not get the best numbers, but Europe seems to be a little bit more organized with their zoos. I don't know. Seems to be that way. In Europe, there are 52 individuals across 12 institutions. In European zoos, they are building a reserve population. In other words, if something goes bad in the Philippines, they have it covered. A paired couple was sent from the Cologne Zoo in Germany to the Philippines to participate in a breeding colony there that could in time lead to crocodiles being released back into the wild, which is so cool. That's actually a part of a semi-wild breeding colony center, where the crocodiles can be bred for eventual release into the wild, but it also serves another purpose, and that is community-based education, which is so important. And it's so cool that they're doing that. Here in the United States, I don't have a count for how many individuals we have in the zoos. Okay, I don't have that. What I do have is I have 5 zoos that house these animals. The Gladys Porter Zoo in Brownsville, Texas, the Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium in Nebraska, the National Zoo in Washington, D.C., the St. Augustine Alligator Farm, which is a zoo for crocodilians, the Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium also houses them. Now, there have been successful breedings at the St. Augustine Farm and also at the Gladys Porter Zoo. The Henry Dorley Zoo is working at it from a slightly different angle. I apologize if there are kids in the audience. Parents, if you're watching with your kids, you may want to have them maybe leave for a little bit. I don't know. But the Henry Dorley Zoo has only a male on display for the public to see. But in the back, they have a few females. And they are working with these ladies, these female crocodiles, to basically get them trained so that they can voluntarily decide if they want to participate. There's no forcing them to do anything. If they decide one day that they don't want to take part in their care, then they don't do it. But, and I'm not sure when the video was taken, but in ultrasound, they had one of their ladies was showing signs of eggs. And they're working on artificial insemination with them. So, I'm assuming they're male or males. So that is pretty cool. And I don't know about the other zoos. So I'm really, really excited to see what happens with that. But that's what I could find. Let's confused about what? Let's see if I can help you. So basically, what happens? Okay, so basically, what happens is they train they work with training the females and the males to allow them to do ultrasounds, to allow them to do medical stuff, and the animals, because obviously they have to do the safe, right? So the animals are trained to come up into basically a cage, and they do this because they get rewarded. So it's a reward based. So if you do what they ask you to do, you get a treat, right? If you decide you don't want to do it, that's fine. They are working. They have taken samples from the male that are needed to get the ball rolling, so to speak. Yes. And then the females are worked with to allow ultrasounds. They allow them to allow for blood draws. For the males, they go in and they withdraw what they need, if you catch the drift. And it's all, the animals can decide one day if they don't want to go through training, they don't have to. But one of the females that they had up in the cage, they said that a year ago you could see that there were eggs, but they were not maturing. So those eggs would not be fertile. But that has changed. They've made some changes in their care. They've made some changes in how they are housed. And it seems to be working. Zoos have it rough because animals don't always cooperate the way that we want them to. I've talked about this before, about how in the 1940s, 1920s, 1930s, 1910s, the emphasis was not necessarily on breeding for conservation purposes. You bred to have stock. We didn't care so much about what the exhibit looked like, because honestly, they were there to be looked at. Eventually that shifts and we have what we have today. Zoos are much different than they used to be. We are seeing shifts even now. For instance, for elephants are a huge thing. You don't see a lot of zoos have shifted away from elephants because a lot of zoos just don't have the room to house them. So maybe instead of housing elephants, they're focusing their attention on other animals. I just talked about I have talked about in the past about the leopards. A lot of zoos don't house African leopards in the United States. If you go to a zoo and it just says leopards, it's probably an Amur leopard, not an African leopard. And some of that has to do with the fact that Amur leopards need to be bred. And so if you house an African leopard that's not necessarily endangered, you're not doing a lot of good. I talked about the tigers. Yes, Carol, they are. I talked about tigers Sunday. My days are blurring together. And we don't house Bengal tigers in AZA zoos. There's a reason for that. In the United States, a lot of the Bengal tigers are not pure. They're not pure. Their genetics have other animals, other tigers, in their genes. And so if you're breeding Bengal tigers, you want a Bengal tiger. You don't, I'm going to use the term mutt. You don't want a mutt. I think Pineapple Owl left, maybe. Did I lose him? Maybe I did. I don't know. Yes, they are. I guess I didn't. Thank you, Pineapple Owl. But we don't house Bengal tigers. There are, I think, 3 species that we do house: Amur tigers, Malayan tigers, Sumatran tigers. Hi, Dean. Welcome to the channel, or welcome to my live. Be really good if I could get some zoo people in. That would be so awesome. Oh, awesome. We have been talking about the Philippine crocodile tonight. Off and on. So, by choosing not to house the Bengal tiger, we are focusing our attention on these other subspecies. Oh, why does that city stand out to me? I don't know why. All of a sudden, I'm like, I don't know why your city stands out to me. It's gonna bug me. And the Bengal tiger is not the only animal that has been phased out of zoos. We don't house Sumatran rhinos in AZ zoos. The last one was sent back to Sumatra to a breeding facility there. I believe it was at the Cincinnati Zoo or the Columbus Zoo, one of the two. Thank you. So yeah, just because an animal is there one day, zoos may decide to flip it, and you'll not see that animal. I've heard. Yeah, but there's another reason. So yeah, we have, like I said, there are 5 zoos right now that are working with the crocodile. But who knows, that number can change. Different zoos, I think I read where me too. Fun fact, the Georgia Aquarium houses whale sharks. True fact. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the Henry Dorley Zoo has 6 species of crocodile, and they are working on breeding the Philippines crocodile. But I love that they are working at getting in the European zoos, getting breeding set up. And 52 animals in Europe means that there's a backup if things go south. And they could potentially send back to the Philippines. I do want to say, before they sent these 2 off to the Philippines, that they made sure of 2 things. 1, that they would breed. 2, that they were pure Philippine crocodiles, because you don't want to send an animal that is mixed back to the Philippines. It's a lot of work. Oh yeah, definitely. You want to make sure they're healthy. So I'm not sure, that was not a recent transfer. But if these animals can live for 100 years, oh my gosh. I don't know when breeding starts to drop. Because if you live for 100 years, you're probably not breeding for 100 years, right? I mean, if you look at humans, 30, by the time a lady reaches her 40s, you get what I'm saying. So, I don't know. Hopefully, this animal has not got to the point where they can't be saved. We don't know realistically, we don't know what 10 years is going to look like. A lot of things can change in 10 years. But, and we've talked about this before, Carol, men are different than females. Men are different than females. So, but there are still some shifts. If the breeding is going to work, there needs to be places to put them, because what's the point of doing all the breeding if you don't have protected areas on the islands for these animals to go to? You have to take care of, and we saw this with the tigers. You need to educate people. You need to educate the people that live there. You want them to know what is going on, because if you don't teach them that this animal has a right to be here, if you don't teach them that, this animal lives for 100 years, just like what I'm doing today, if you are not taught to care about something, you're not going to care. You're not going to love that animal. They are very pocketed, very fragmented habitats, and they only live in fresh water. I did read where they can even be up in the mountain streams, which is a little odd, but these animals used to be found much more wide open areas on, I think every island had them. Today, they're only on a few of the islands. And let's see. I am going to mess these names up. I am going to mispronounce these names because my geography is good. My pronunciation really stinks. Yes, they do. And so does, you know what, Carol? Can you copy and paste these into live? Because, well, wait. You know what? Rather than do that, let's see if I can get into live. They do have a population on that island. I don't know how large of a population, but they do have them. Sorry, guys. Oh no! I'm losing my battery, and that is not good. Hold on, guys. My problem is where I'm at, I don't have an outlet. I know, but that's the way my room was built. Okay, so the islands that have confirmed populations are now these are not huge populations necessarily, but they are populations. I will be back. I'm gonna see if I can get an extension cord. Guys, I will be right with you in a second. It's just I hate. You can ask Carol. I just absolutely hate when live is going good and this happens. So what did I miss? The now remember though, the Philippines crocodile is not a very big species. I mean, I guess 10 feet is pretty big. Okay, in the Philippines, they have two species of crocodile that live in there are two species that call the Philippines home. One is the Philippines crocodile, which is not the biggest animal. Okay, I say big. They're around 10, 12 feet, somewhere in there. And then they have the saltwater crocodiles. And these are the monsters. These are the big guys. They're quite common in southern Asia. In the Philippines, in some areas, they're thriving, and in other areas, they're also not in the best of shape. Mindoro crocodiles. Let's see. Mindoro. I don't. It comes back Philippine crocodile. So I think it's the same animal. So I'm thinking that the saltwater crocodiles are not as numerous as other species. The saltwater crocodiles are not as numerous as they used to be, but they actually do pose a risk to people. The Philippine crocodile, not so much, although they may attack livestock. So that could put them at odds with people. Because after all, who wants their livestock attacked, right? I wouldn't. They are they're an animal that probably, as a group, we don't really when we talked about endangered animals, it's the cute and fuzzy ones that get the attention, right? Because now when I want them, I can't find them. Hold on. I'm going to be very careful. Right in front of my face. Do we care more about this? Do we want to protect this? Or do we care about this and want to protect this? Right? I mean, it's a very different prospect. Exactly. And it should be both. We should want to protect both. They are both equally as important. But again, predators, reptiles, very different. Oh, wow. They are. I had a National Geographic at one point. They had pictures of a bowl, an aluminum bowl that the panda had chewed up. Oh, yeah, predecessor. People, we have an image in our head that cute and cuddly. Not so much. Not so much. Not to really change the subject, but the bite of a panda is enough to hurt you really bad. A panda bite it has supposedly a study done by the Chinese Journal of Ecology took a look at the bite forces of 151 carnivores. And the panda came in number 5. So think about that. 151 carnivores, and a panda ranked number 5 based on bite force. I leave it at that. I have seen people in China, because there the cages are done a little bit differently. Panda grabbed a guy. He was gonna do damage. But people do the same thing with koalas. Everybody thinks koalas are so cute. They are cute. But no, I don't want one on me. I don't want one by me. I've seen pictures, And I know enough not, yeah, they are. They are mean. They can be mean. So, nope, no thank you. 20-foot crocodile. Yeah, that's... Saltwater crocs are... Whoa. When you can hide in 3 feet of water and be totally invisible and be a 20-foot croc, that says something. I forget what zoo has it, but one of the zoos has an exhibit that you can crawl through a tube and be in with a crocodile. I want to say it's one of the Florida zoos. That would be so cool. Could you imagine doing that with me? Going live inside the tube inside a crocodile exhibit? That probably will never happen. So, it's not going to happen. It would be cool, but they can't bite me. They're outside of the tube. I'm in the tube. No. Besides, I could squeeze through the gaps in their teeth. Yeah. Well, you're in the tube. You're in the water, inside the tube. They're outside. Sort of like being in a shark cage. I'm sorry. It's a very, very cool exhibit, though. Check it out. But every living thing, no matter what it is, has a right to exist. Even the ones that we think aren't worth it are worth it. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about shark cages. It's a little bit like the dream I had before I went to apply at a zoo in my area. The night before I went to fill out the application, I dreamed that I was taking care of the lionesses inside I was cleaning the cages, and somehow one of the females got back into her cage, and it grabbed me, and I woke up with my leg in a place that I really, really didn't want it. Yeah. What my mind does to me, huh? Yeah. And then thinking, oh, I'm going to be doing this for a living. Yeah. And then I had tarantulas, and I'm like, they're just little lions. And scorpions and everything else that I've had. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're a bigwig somewhere in law enforcement, I don't have those animals now, so go away. That's just, yeah. I really appreciate how everybody has been behaving tonight. It is awesome. I'm glad you put that JK in there, because otherwise the way I'm going tonight, I'm single because I haven't found anybody that can put up with me and that is right for me. Um yeah, my sister told me that my animals are the reason that I'm not married. And guess what? I've had I at that point I had some of my spiders for 15 years, way longer than I would have had any dating anybody at that point. And I'm sorry, but I'm not getting rid of my animals to make somebody happy. Sorry. Just like now, I have my collections. I am not going to get rid of my collection just to make you happy. I'm going to keep doing my videos because I want to, not because you tell me that I shouldn't. An hour and 8 minutes. Anything else that anybody wants to add? Did I miss any questions or comments? I hope not. Ding, if you're still here, thank you so much for coming in and enlightening us. I greatly appreciate that. That's not something we get every day, and I really appreciate it. Hopefully you subscribed. We don't get. Oh, awesome, 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 awesome. Glad to hear it, Carol. I don't often get a chance to. Woohoo! Guys, we have to look. We have to look. I have to look. I have to do it. Ding could be 700. She is. Woohoo! We have 700 subscribers as of today. That is so awesome. Thank you, Ding. And more and thank you. That I will give hearts for that one. So our next goal is 800 by the end of September. Actually, I'd like to make 800 by the middle of September. But since we're already in September, okay, guys, if there is nothing else, I hate to do this, but I have two videos that I have to put out. And I need to get to it. Plus, I need to eat. So, that being said, thank you for coming in, guys. Remember to never give up on yourself and always keep learning. Unless somebody has something else to ask or something else to share. Normally I wouldn't cut out on you guys, but is that praying that I stay? Thank you guys. I really do appreciate you guys being here. I can't go though until I do this. I owe you guys that much. Because, yeah, if there is a pressing question or people really, really, really want to stay, I don't have a problem staying. But, next live on September 6th, we are doing Yellowstone as a habitat. And then September 7th, we are doing National Zoo to Do. On the other channel on Thursday, we are doing South America in my collection. And then Sunday, we are doing dinosaurs in my collection. Guys, we have some really cool videos coming up on the channel. I am going to do something I don't normally do, but if you have an animal or plant that you think we need to talk about, and you have pictures of that animal, yeah, ideas for videos or lives are always welcome. Right now, we are scheduled, I think, through December, but I do sometimes pop out a scheduled video or a scheduled live. So, yeah. Or if you have a picture that you wouldn't mind sharing with me, you can send that to me and I will use it in a video. It might be the whole video. I don't know. But that too. I went live Monday. Probably going to go live tomorrow during the day. Probably. I don't know what time, because I have to do it when the baby is sleeping. Today he was down for 3 hours. So it all depends on him. But that might be a thing. So, I don't know. Oh, that's okay, Carol. I can go live. I've done it before. You don't necessarily have to be there. My fingers work very good. With that, guys, I do need to go so that you guys have videos for tomorrow. I'm not going to hurt you. Thank you again. You guys are amazing. I will see you in the next video. I will see you guys on Friday or whatever day I decide to go live. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Have a great week. See you in the next one. Good night.